It all started with one word: toxic. Just 6 letters, but when Pierre allegedly used it to describe Teyana Taylor, the internet went up in flames. Within minutes, Twitter threads were overflowing, TikTok edits were multiplying like wildfire, and every Hollywood gossip page was typing in all caps. People couldn't believe it. Aaron, the usually calm, composed, mysterious actor who barely ever speaks about his personal life, was now trending for calling Teyana toxic. And it wasn't just the word, it was how he said it. The tone, the timing, and the smirk that came with it made fans furious. To understand why the internet turned on Aaron so fast, we have to rewind a little, back to when their story wasn't filled with drama, shade, and accusations. Back when Pierre and Teyana Taylor were the internet's new obsession. When every photo of them together felt like watching a love story unfold in real time. They were the picture of balance. Her bold energy and his quiet charm seemed to fit perfectly. Fans called them fire and ice, but like any Hollywood spark, it burned bright. Until it burned out. Rumors started quietly. It began with whispers of arguments, disagreements, and what insiders called control issues. At first, no one believed it. Teyana was known for her strong personality, sure, but toxic? That didn't sound right. She'd been through her share of drama before, but she'd always carried herself with grace, maturity, and that signature "don't play with me" confidence. Then came the podcast, the moment everything flipped. Aaron sat across from the host, coffee in hand, pretending to be chill. When asked about love, he dropped the line that set the internet on fire. Sometimes love can be toxic, especially when someone makes you feel small every time you try to grow. Boom. No names, but everyone knew who he meant. Within minutes, clips went viral. He's talking about Teyana. Flooded timelines. Then came the killer. Another clip of him laughing, saying, "I'll never date someone who makes the relationship feel like a performance again." Fans lost it. The performance line hit too close. Hashtags exploded, old clips resurfaced, and by midnight, Aaron wasn't trending. He was canceled. Meanwhile, Teyana stayed silent. Completely silent. No tweets, no stories, no cryptic captions, and just silence. And in the world of celebrity drama, silence is louder than words. Fans interpreted her quiet as pain, as strength, or as strategic calm before the storm. Behind the scenes, insiders painted a messier picture. A close friend allegedly told a gossip outlet that Teyana was shocked by Aaron's choice of words. She reportedly felt betrayed because she had always protected him from media scrutiny. Another source claimed she never expected him to publicly label her toxic, especially when, according to them, he was the one who couldn't handle real intimacy. And then, as if the universe wanted to make things worse, a mysterious TikTok creator dropped what they claimed were leaked DMs, supposedly between Aaron and another woman, around the same time as the podcast aired. In those alleged messages, Aaron was seen venting about an ex who drains energy like a storm cloud. The woman in the messages replied, "You mean the singer?" To which the reply supposedly read, "You already know." Now none of this was confirmed. No one could verify the DMs, and Aaron's team later dismissed them as AI-generated nonsense. But that didn't matter to the internet. Once a narrative catches fire online, it doesn't need truth, it just needs attention. And Aaron was getting plenty of that. The internet had already chosen its villain. Fan pages started making emotional edits of Teyana, clips of her laughing, dancing, performing, over sad music, with captions like, "You didn't deserve this." Meanwhile, videos about Aaron began racking up dislikes. Interviews, movie trailers, anything with his face on it became a magnet for angry comments. His reputation, once spotless, was now being dragged across the algorithm. But here's where things take a surprising turn. Just when the world had made up its mind, Teyana posted something, not a rant, not an explanation, but a short, subtle message on Instagram. Funny how people call you toxic after they drink from your piece and still feel empty. The caption was poetic, cryptic, and powerful. Classic Teyana. Fans went wild. They saw it as confirmation that Aaron's statement was indeed about her. Within minutes, thousands of comments poured in, all in her favor. She always takes the high road. Queen energy. He played himself, but Aaron, he wasn't done talking. In a follow-up podcast appearance, he tried to clarify, saying, "I wasn't trying to bash anyone. I was speaking from personal growth. If people took it wrong, that's on them." That sentence only made things worse, because instead of calming the storm, it made him sound defensive, even arrogant. The public didn't want explanation. They wanted accountability. At this point, the narrative had shifted from gossip to a full-blown debate about relationships, masculinity, and the weaponization of the word toxic. Fans and commentators began analyzing every angle. Was Aaron projecting his own behavior onto Teyana? Was he trying to control the narrative before she could? Or was this just another case of the internet blowing a simple comment out of proportion? Still, there was no denying how messy it all looked. Industry insiders claimed brands were quietly pausing campaigns with Aaron until the heat died down. Some of his upcoming interviews were allegedly postponed. And according to one Hollywood reporter, even his PR team was struggling to contain the fallout. Meanwhile, Teyana thrived. Her new music teaser dropped right in the middle of the chaos, and fans praised her for turning pain into art. She appeared radiant at a fashion event, head high, smile unbothered, and every headline read the same thing: Teyana wins again. It was poetic justice in motion, but not everyone bought into the simple good versus bad story. A few voices online began pointing out that the situation might be more complicated. One blogger suggested that Aaron's toxic comment could have been about emotional incompatibility, not an insult. "We're assuming too much," they wrote. Maybe he really just meant that their energies didn't align. Still, in the court of public opinion, nuance rarely survives. Days later, another layer of drama was added. A video surfaced from months earlier, a behind-the-scenes clip from a photo shoot, showing Teyana snapping at someone off camera and Aaron looking uncomfortable. The internet instantly used it to justify his toxic claim. See? Some commenters said, "She is controlling." But fans clapped back, saying people were misinterpreting a work moment as a personality flaw. "That's her being a perfectionist," one fan wrote. Not toxic, just passionate. By now, both fan bases were at war. Twitter became a battleground. Threads compared their relationship timeline, analyzed body language, even pulled out astrology charts. You'd think two global leaders had just declared conflict. That's how intense it got. Then, out of nowhere, an alleged voice note began circulating online. In it, a man sounding eerily like Aaron could be heard venting about how some people just want chaos. The internet assumed it was real. But again, no verification, no confirmation. Aaron's team released a short statement saying all audio circulating online was fake. But the damage was done. People had already made their minds up. Teyana once again remained silent. And that silence kept giving her power. Her refusal to engage directly made her seem mature, centered, and above the noise. Meanwhile, Aaron looked reactive. Every attempt to explain just made him trend harder for the wrong reasons. Behind the scenes, things got messy fast. Friends started choosing sides. Some said Teyana was disappointed but not surprised, while others swore Aaron was just misunderstood, not malicious. Then came the wildest twist, a rumor that the whole thing was a PR stunt gone wrong. Allegedly, both had agreed to hint at a breakup for buzz, but Aaron's toxic comment took it too far. Suddenly, he wasn't just heartbroken, he was canceled. The internet branded him the man who called Teyana toxic, and no apology could fix that. Meanwhile, Teyana didn't say much. She didn't have to. Her silence screamed confidence. Every photo, every appearance, every smile was a reminder that she'd already moved on. Weeks later, when asked about Aaron's jab, she simply said, "Everyone's allowed their version of the story. I just hope they find peace in it." Boom, mic drop. Now Aaron's vanished from the spotlight. No interviews, no posts, nothing. Maybe he's plotting his redemption. Maybe he's just licking his wounds. But one thing's clear. In Hollywood, one wrong word can turn love into headlines, and headlines into hell. And Teyana? She's too busy winning to even look back. She's too busy winning to even look back.